Unique funnels, hundreds of feet deep, mysterious spheres, now hotter than ever, and a real shore of death. In this video, I'll tell you the most amazing facts about Africa, and at the end, you'll learn about a real natural nuclear reactor. Or is it actually a graveyard of alien nuclear fuel? Enjoy watching. I'll start my story perhaps with one of the most astonishing finds in Africa. An incredible discovery made in 1990 seemed impossible. Archaeological excavations were conducted in West Africa, during which an amazing and very strange blue stone was found. It seemed to be something artificial, some new material created by alien civilizations. By the way, this version of its origin has not been ruled out to this day. The scientist who discovered the stone called it celestial, and immediately after the end of the excavations, sent it for examination to several laboratories around the world. And what a universal surprise it was when it was found that the material from which the stone is made simply does not exist in nature. Scientists declared that it was definitely made artificially. The composition of this beautiful stone is also astonishing, with the remaining part being various impurities. One of the components was iridium, which, as far as scientists know, does not exist on Earth and can only come to us with meteoroids from space. What shocks me the most is that the locals knew about its existence, and according to their claims, they literally popped out of the ground after strange craters formed on its surface. Moreover, scientists have learned that the stone was found in a geological layer that is at least 14,000 years old. Amazing, isn't it? By the way, did I mention that the locals found these stones after strange funnels appeared? But is that really the case? This question is as difficult to answer as how such holes in the ground appeared. The fact is that the funnels do exist. They are located on the Tanda Hill, and this is an extremely mysterious place. The thing is, there is only one legend about their origin, and it is connected with religion. It is believed that the local god banished some creatures to the earth and sent his son after to kill it. As a result, this creature hid underground, creating these very burrows. It is rumored that the god's son never caught his target and remained on Earth, symbolizing death that descended from the sky. But personally, I don't like this theory because it is based on religion, and it always has a lot of inconsistencies. Much more interesting seems to be the conspiratorial theory of the origin of these burrows. I've already mentioned that the locals found stones after such funnels appeared, and also that celestial stones consist of iridium, which can only be found in space. So maybe they were made by aliens? And what? It sounds quite realistic, especially if we include here the characteristics of such burrows. The thing is, their diameter is very large and the depth reaches 230 feet. And scientists say that these burrows are very similar to mines made by humans. However, there is one big but. There are absolutely no useful minerals for humans on this hill. So digging such pits would be simply meaningless for us. Strange, isn't it? But even these discoveries which I've just told you about are not the only ones. The thing is, in the last century, many archaeological excavations and expeditions were conducted in Africa to explore the continent. And once scientists found something incredible, mysterious spheres that became hotter over time, scientists immediately sent them for research and were shocked. The fact is that their age was approximately 3 billion years. How is this even possible? 3 billion years ago, there were absolutely no technologies that could produce some balls that are harder than today's steel tools. Personally, it seems extremely strange to me, but could these spheres be ammunition? Quite possible, considering their strength and size. Of course, scientists began to think about how these mysterious objects appeared, and their theories, it seems to me, sound not very plausible. Some claim that the spheres appeared due to the activity of microorganisms. Yes, of course, they just took and made perfect large spheres. They cooperated, so to speak. Other scientists believe that the spheres appeared because a meteorite once fell to Earth. But this sounds very absurd. Only one of these scientists' theories appeals to me, which claims that similar spheres were created in the times of ancient civilizations. And that sounds quite logical. What do you think? How did all these objects appear? Africa is astonishing with the variety of places it offers. I was shocked when I learned about the existence of a real shore of death. I wonder how many more amazing discoveries haven't been made in Africa yet. So, here's what I'm talking about. The Shore of Death is a sandy beach located right in the desert in southwestern Africa, and its name is not accidental. Several sunken and buried ships are located here. And also a lot of animal and human corpses. And no, it's not some super dangerous place teeming with deadly insects or poisoned by heavy toxins and biological weapons. It's just an ordinary beach. Although it becomes the last refuge for many ships, the thing is, the currents and tides constantly change in this place. And also, because some waters in this area are very cold, thick fogs form here. Of course, sailors can't always see the sandy beach in zero visibility conditions, and this is what leads to shipwrecks. After these disasters, people have no chance of survival. The fact is, on one side there is a huge lifeless desert, and on the other, the ocean. That's where people and animals perish. And this is a very frightening and ominous place, though for some reason, tourists really like it. But personally, I think this place is so horrifying and ominous for a reason. I've already expressed the theory that aliens could be hiding in Africa, or ancient civilizations once lived here. So maybe they created such a horrifying place? And what? We already have technologies that can manipulate the weather, so maybe there's something strange here too. Worth considering. By the way, I found remarkable information that there really were ancient civilizations in Africa. In the Sahara Desert back in 2002, a cave was discovered with various drawings of ancient people. And now imagine the temperature there rises just enormously, up to 122 degrees Fahrenheit or even higher. How could people possibly live there? This cave contained a real collection of prehistoric rock paintings, as well as hundreds of human handprints. They drew, as usual, animals, giraffes, elephants, snakes, ostriches, but another unusual fact was discovered even in these seemingly ordinary drawings. Overall, millions of years ago, maybe people could live in this place, but scientists found that the handprints, which at first glance look very human, have a different shape of fingertips. They noticed that tiny nails protrude from the palms in the drawing. So maybe these really were aliens? I also found a remarkable story that has been passed down from generation to generation in various tribes of African settlements living near the Nile. According to their stories, in ancient times, mysterious light-skinned people lived on the islands of modern Uganda, whom they called Bachwezi, and according to their observations, these people had simply amazing knowledge. As an example, there is a legend that these people built entire cities out of stone and they could cure all diseases. Moreover, these people easily climbed sheer cliffs and flew over lakes. But one fact bothers me. According to this legend, the amazing Bachwezi disappeared without a trace around the 14th century AD. Where did they go? Why did they leave? And what kind of technologies were they? Unfortunately, we cannot get an answer to this question today. So maybe they were extraterrestrial beings who created those funnels, brought celestial stones made of oxygen to locals, and used strange spheres for their purposes? After they achieved their goal, they simply decided to leave our planet? We can only speculate on this topic. To confirm this theory, there is another amazing fact. I was simply shocked when I learned about a real nuclear reactor that was in the rock. In 1972, scientists conducted an analysis of uranium ore from a deposit in the Gabonese Oklo. This is also Africa, if you didn't know, so scientists at that time started to panic. Why? I'll tell you now. The thing is, in the uranium ore found on our planet, there are only 3 uranium isotopes, 234, 235, and 238, and their concentration is always approximately the same number. Only 2 isotopes, 235 and 238, are used to maintain a nuclear reaction, and the first of these 2 is used to create nuclear weapons. But usually, the concentration of these substances is too low to maintain a reaction, which is good for us. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to mine a pound of this ore. So, when analyzing the ore from the deposit, it was found that the concentration of uranium-235 isotope was lower than expected. And at that moment, scientists thought that someone had stolen valuable minerals from there. And as you understand, if this isotope falls into the hands of terrorists, they can create a real nuclear bomb. That's why scientists sounded the alarm. But there was another interesting fact. This mine had an increased content of another element, neodymium-143. For us this means nothing, but for nuclear energy specialists, it says a lot. After all, this element can only be obtained as a result of a chain nuclear reaction in a nuclear reactor. How can such ore be found in the rock, and could this place be a real graveyard of spent fuel used by aliens? Scientists provided an amazing answer to this question. Label number 7.1, the world's only natural nuclear reactor. According to experts, amazing conditions formed inside the rock, allowing a natural nuclear reactor to exist in this place for 2 billion years. And even a theory of its operation was created. Due to the high concentration of uranium-235 isotope, porous rock, and water contained in the ground, a natural fission reaction naturally occurred. It existed for several hours, during which the rock heated up to high temperatures, causing the water to evaporate and the reaction to stop. After several hours or days, the mountain rock cooled down and the reaction resumed. And so cyclically for a couple of billion years. From a technical point of view, this option is almost impossible. After all, there are many places on our planet where such a thing could happen, but only in this deposit in Africa? All conditions were met for the reactor to exist, but in our time, technically such a thing is impossible. All deposits have lost most of the uranium-235 isotope, so natural nuclear reactors can no longer exist. Do you think the scientist theory is true? Personally, I think it's all made up to divert attention from the truth. Label number 8, what lies beneath the sands of the desert? The governments of different countries have banned excavations in the deserts of Africa. Why? Who knows? They say it's done for the safety of scientists and to preserve the unique natural conditions that have developed on our planet over billions of years. But who knows if that's really the case? Maybe the scientists are trying to hide the real truth from us? Who were those people that ancient stories talk about? Why are non-human handprints found in caves? Where could a nuclear reactor in the rock come from? No one can accurately answer these questions. That's why there are so many unique conspiracy theories, and for some reason, I'm more inclined to believe them. Take the same reactor from the deposit in Africa. If the composition of the soil there is more like spent nuclear fuel, doesn't it seem to you that it could have been a real burial ground created by ancient civilizations or aliens? And what's more, it sounds very logical. After all, they could fly, build amazing stone structures, and then disappear without a trace, if we talk about those same bourgeoisie. In general, there are more mysteries than answers. While I was preparing this video for you, I got the impression that our entire history is just small fragments of what really happened. And the true world government has long known the truth and has been in contact with extraterrestrial beings. And considering the fact that Africa is hardly explored by humans and there are few reliable facts about it, this theory becomes more and more realistic. And I haven't even told you about the amazing structures found on this continent yet. real castles with towers that had no entrance, complex pyramids, and ruins of ancient civilizations buried under the sand. In general, if you want to see more of this video and you are interested in all these frightening facts about Africa, then be sure to write in the comments. I always read them, so I would be interested to know your opinion on this matter. And that's where my story ends. I hope you enjoyed what I prepared for you. Personally, I'm most shocked by the strange funnels that are made with professional precision. And you know where else professionals are needed? In our team! Friends, you have the opportunity to join our team. If you have video editing skills, can voice videos in Russian, English, and other languages, or write interesting scripts, we will be happy to work with you. Write to the Telegram bot, link in the description, and thank you for watching.